Welcome back, Jess, to the shenanigans.
I think I missed something funny. I
I-
was just looking through chat. I'll have to try to
I
catch
just
it.
made us a Flare Discord link.
It was mostly Samera making fun of me for not giving her admin permissions already, and that I couldn't hold a conversation and also look through the role permissions on Discord at the same time.
Okay, hang on.
I understand that. I have trouble with that kind of stuff.
I can't walk and chew bubblegum.
Yeah.
Didn't work. What the frick? Night bot.
But I can do rapid task switching, which looks like multitasking, but it's not.
Serial
ADHD.
monotasking.
Serial monotasking.
Serial monotasking. That's what I
Consecutive serial monotasking.
Look at chat! Look at chat! Look at chat!
What happened?
Are we looking at?
Look
Oh,
at
we
the
actually
Discord
have-
invite. Look at the Discord
Oh.
invite.
We actually have a real URL now. That's great.
We actually have a flared invite. That is us.
That's what that means. I didn't know what that meant before. Thank you. But I gave you permissions to do it.
So it's flared like
Flared.
this way? Or, like this.
Like this.
Like
this.
this flare.
Like
Yeah.
this.
Flared so it can come back out again.
No,
Alright, I'm
come
making a
usually
note of
goes
that
in.
one.
Like, let's
We're not even
play the
drinking.
intro.
No one gets back home tonight.
There you go.
Should we do the intro? Make it 2 episodes.
Hang on, I'm just
Alright,
gonna try to
alright.
look at your cleavage again from
Yeah, we just got it. You got to really present it. Yeah, there you go.
there.
All right, fuck it. Here's the intro. It's a new episode.
No one gets back home tonight, and the clock just starts right over, and the walls come closing in, and the bathroom dips and then twirls, and your eyes get sunken in so deeply, you can't recognize the face you see so easily. No one gets back home tonight.
Are we still live? That's my line. I always say that. Are we live?
Are we live? I'm like half dead right now, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Honestly, if you are not coming to the stream and seeing the shenanigans and bullshit we do, you need to come check it out. Because you get
The
to see
intermissions are hit or miss, but sometimes they're fucking hilarious.
you get to see what a stupid person I make myself out to be. Yay!
And me. Jess is perfect, so
Full of flair.
fucking Jess always being perfect.
Just
That's
yeah.
why he makes the big bucks.
That's right.
No, that was
You just
last
show up.
episode. That was last
Oh,
episode. This is a
sorry.
new-
Canceling. We are canceling that bit.
We need a new bit.
The contract is ended. All right, new bit. What's the new bit gonna be? Hey chat, listen to me. Listen to my voice. What's our new bit? What's our new bit gonna be this episode?
You can't just
Decide for us.
you can't just say what's our bit. I mean, it happens organically.
What if that is our bit?
What? That there is no bit?
No, that we're
I
asking
think that-
them to choose a bit.
I think that is the bit.
Here we go. They're flared at the base. Thank you, Trans Kitchen. Oh, thank you for saying my voice is soothing. By the
That's
way.
for safety, y'all.
For safety.
Yes,
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
very
just-
much.
What the heck?
What are you saying? What the heck for?
I just found a new channel. Okay.
Is it
whatever.
called Flared at the Base? If it is, don't click it on your work computer.
Well, this is starting out real spicy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Spicy streams. Spicy streams.
We haven't even gotten drunk yet.
Oh my god.
That's next time.
I'm literally
Are you
crying.
okay? Are you
right
alive?
now. No.
I have broken Samera again. Oh, Evie put a very nice compliment for us all. All of your voices sound amazing.
Well, see, Brie, we have to keep our clothes on because we're still on Twitch. There are still Twitch TOS. I don't know what they are anymore because,
Yeah.
here's the boundaries of Twitch TOS. Here's the boundaries where we are.
Oh, really? So I was going to say,
I-
I generally wear one of these because I feel like I need to have something on. And also because I have like 12 of these, like the white ones specifically.
See,
Sure.
here's... And see, like, here's the interesting thing about, the Twitch TOS is, trans femme, yes, we can't go topless anymore, even though, like, conservatives want to say that we're, still mask. But, Twitch is Twitch. But the thing is that, once again, the whole trans argument falls apart when you bring in trans mask people, because if they go shirtless, like...
So I actually, one of my friends, when going to go through top surgery and trying to decide some specifics about the surgery, one of the reasons that they opted to not keep nipples was because of that specifically. Because sometimes I have heard of this happening, that trans mask and trans men, if people know they are, you can basically say, there's a nip, that person was born female and therefore they cannot have a shirt on, which is what I heard for one of the logic points there. Now, I think that's a really shitty reason to have to make that decision or to like push you in that direction. But we all know that, I mean, trans femmes can't be topless because like boobies are dangerous.
Boobies are dangerous.
They're fucking dangerous.
Like
These things are licensed to kill.
Yes, boobies are dangerous.
Amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite...
Side note, though. Sorry,
No, go for it. Go
No,
for
no,
I
your
was just
side
gonna
note.
say
Go for your side note.
I got them. I have nipples, same ones, regrafted, recut,
Just to
Revive.
clarify,
I have nipples. Well, I was like, and I will go shirtless. And if somebody tries to give me a hard time, I have a variety of lines that I will try to use, but I've never used them. I actually would like to try. When I was at the beach, I was like, if somebody said something, I'm straight up going to be like, yo, there was this shark. And you never seen a shark like that. Man, he got a hold of me and just latched on and just
My favorite line right now is still I'm thinking about it before I actually put it because I don't want to. Whatever. We're just going to fire it as, suck my dick, but first you have to go and find it. In other words, fuck off.
I also, for the record, have nipples. If we're all making sure we're talking.
Wait, this is the nipple confessions.
Yep.
Nipple confessions.
Nipple confession. Hang on a second. I still got them.
Can confirm I do
Yep.
too.
Yep. Those incisions, those are how wide the teeth are, and they're also how far apart the teeth are. That's a big fucking shark.
That's a
a
big.
big
You never
fucking
seen
shark.
You ain't never seen
Never
a
seen a
shark like
shark.
that before.
Oh.
He got a hold of me, and whoa!
Woo!
It's a blessing I'm alive.
Out of
Yeah.
curiosity, like, because I've seen like how the surgery has progressed for top surgery for trans mass people. Like, how evident are the scars for yourself? Like, are they still quite evident, or have they been able to get it to a point where you can't tell as much?
Yeah, well, there's different procedures. And there is one that I believe is called a buttonhole where, okay, medical content warning. We'll give it a couple seconds.
You've been warned.
You've
Are
been
you
warned.
kidding on the way I've been talking this entire stream?
It's true. This is a late warning. You can cut that and pull it back. So
I
there's
ain't
like a
cutting shit.
buttonhole one. I ain't cutting shit. There's
It's
a
not my
buttonhole one.
contract. Sorry. There's the buttonhole one. Sorry.
For people who have, I think this is generally for people who don't have a lot of breast tissue to begin with. There's a buttonhole one where they basically remove the nipple and then kind of remove tissue from there and then kind of stitch you back up and put it back. And that's the one that has like kind of the most minimal scarring, the least scarring. And then yeah, there are different techniques, and I don't remember all the different names of them, but for mine, I don't have a scar all the way across. A lot of people have a scar all the way across. Mine, I have almost all the way across. It like almost meets, but mine is like, it's big, and I mean it's it's like weird because it's kind of like I feel like it's me, so I can't ever, like, it's hard for me to like kind of know how noticeable it is. But mine was like, when it I have a couple of like keloids that are darker like scar spots, and those have not completely faded yet. I feel like once those completely fade, and there are also some different things that you can do to lessen the scars. One of the techniques that they use now that I have not done, but I've heard about, is there's actually something like where you do like water injections that you can even have like a tattoo artist do, and it'll help it like fade. But yeah, mine is one of those, like, I think it's still really obvious, but I think that people don't. This is something I've been thinking about a lot, because this last vacation was the first one that I felt like I passed, like, just pretty much all the time. I did not like seem like I was getting clocked at all. And it's a weird thing because like it's hard for me to tell around town because people in this town are so cool that it's like they might clock me and they're still just going to treat me like a normal person because they're like normal people who actually want to like just do that and relate. I'm just like another person in the community. But I definitely noticed because I was gender nonconforming for so long that like I'm used to getting like the stares and the double takes and all of this, like kind of the sneers and like all of that. And so now like not getting it, it's weird because I'm like, whoa, wait, like I'm like actually not getting any of that heat. But I think that part of it is that a lot of people just still like do not register trans masculine people. I just think that when people think of trans people, they just don't like, like, they just don't like quite put two and two together, unless they're like so virulently transphobic that they're actually obsessed with our bodies. And then they're like actually like kind of looking for the scars that way or whatever,
Transvestigating.
Because I also like, I have a suspicion that part of it, I think that part of it is also that like if somebody doesn't know someone's gender, I mean, this is like a kind of a rough generalization because of course I think as soon as somebody sees somebody, as soon as anyone sees anyone, you start to categorize people. All of us start to categorize people. Like it just happens. And a lot of times it's like, sex or gender, race and class is like, honestly, like that's one of when I like was in college, that was like one of the things that I really, and not necessarily in that order. I think people have different like orders, but like generally like we just do that. And so I think that a lot of times if people don't know a gender, they're a lot of times going to assume like mask, or if there's like anything mask leaning, they're going to just assume mask. And I used to get, for a long time, people used to not really like, I think they would think that I was a dude until I spoke. And then they would start to give me like the double takes, And so now it just doesn't happen at all. But yeah, I feel like in that, and also just because there are so many rules to being a woman, that you have to, and I feel like the bar is so much lower to being a man, like you just show up. You have some dark shit, your voice is like a little rough and like it's just like whatever. And especially with the like invisibility of trans men and trans masked people, I think that people just don't like. I'm just a short dude.
You show up and you make 10% commission every time you make a hand gesture. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And then
Something like
where
that.
I am and where I was vacationing, like
Sorry,
if you
Samara.
just throw in a little bit of drawl, like it's just going to be
Hey.
about it.
I noticed that drawl too, and it like naturally just makes your voice sound deeper, which is interesting. Which is kind of a cool way to like, if you need to hack,
Yeah.
so if you're going somewhere that you're like a little bit not feeling safe, maybe you can toss in a drawl if you need to sound a little bit, blend in with the locals.
Yeah, I definitely have learned that like I'll just like wear hell of plain stuff. Like I'll just put on like a white t-shirt and like I have camo shorts and like I just talk a little
You're
bit.
good.
I just
Good to go.
drang it out and I'm like ready to
Good to
roll.
go.
I mean, even what you're wearing like as a top, the beater, if you will, of just
It has so many different names.
yeah.
Wife
It's a good
pleaser,
look, though. It is a good look.
A-frame.
Oh,
Thank you.
I take away the first part of the beater. I just
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do, and this is pretty much my wardrobe. I have 12 of these ish, and then I have like another dozen that are like have different colors. But I have realized that some of the ones that have different colors are like some of them are too bright, and then I think I start getting read as queer, which is normally like that's what I usually wear around town. But if I'm like trying to pass, then I just need to go super basic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Being a man is just super easy. You put something on, you walk out the door, and you're done.
Yep.
Generalizations aside, hey, trans masks, you're great. And I see you, we see you, we see you. But no one else needs to if you don't want them to.
I mean, you bring up an interesting point that the two of you tying in together, it makes it really interesting because you talk about the lack of visibility and the almost attention that almost doesn't always feel like it's there for trans mass people because so much of the discussion, so much of the clocking, so much of everything is always so centered on trans femmes. It's always looking at, is she passing? Is that a guy? Is that a girl? Is that this and this? And it's just like, it's the trans masks, like they don't get as much of the attention. They don't get as much of the affirmation or the, hey, you're doing it too. Because everything is so focused and so, I want to say, like, almost criticized for trans femme people because of the fact is that, it's everybody wants to talk about,
I think it's like sorry, go ahead.
No,
you finish
it just there's a lot being processed, so it's hard to find the right words. And it's
I think as much as like I feel like as much as people give guys shit, misogyny just still rules the conversation, and I think it's just like, yeah, it is true that is the focus, and I think that so much of that is the idea of like just the whole myth of protecting the way that women have been weaponized, and their own safety has been weaponized against them in so many ways, in so many like human rights struggles before, actually, like really specifically, and I know in the US really specifically, like it has absolutely been weaponized before so many times against, Black people, especially Black men, against Latino immigrants from the 30s with the initial like Marijuana Tax Law Act of like 1930. I want to say maybe 1937. I could be wrong about that date. He used to be a lot better about pulling that out. But like, I think that it's just all of that, and so this is like the newest iteration of that, is pushing against trans feminine people.
It feels like, well, it doesn't feel like, I mean, we kind of know this, that patriarchy believes, the whole point of patriarchy believes that masculinity is the like most powerful thing you can do or be. And so if you're losing quote unquote, I'm doing finger quotes, bunny quotes in the air for our listeners, quote unquote men to becoming women or feminine people, which is, I'm saying it how it's being perceived by the folks who are patriarchal, then you're looked down upon, because why would you want to go away from being powerful? Why would you want to be away from someone who is in holding this power? Why are you're trying to prove that their point is invalid, that it's not the end all be all greatest thing, and that it's just we're all just fucking people. We're all just Soylent Green is people.
But I mean, it's even further than just the patriarchy side of it, because you look at, for example, what's going on in the UK, and there's huge swaths of radical feminists who are, really pushing the agenda because of the fact that they believe, and this movement has actually taken place into the US. A lot of it comes from the UK, of these trans femmes are taking from my rights. I mean, that's the whole issue that came about with the Leah Thomas swimming, professional swimming, and how they stripped her of her medal because of the fact that this next runner-up basically said she took my right as a cis woman to be up on that podium. And it's this whole mentality of us versus them. It's like, we can both coexist here. It's not like it's every male wants to, in order to get a medal, wants to join, women's swimming so that they could be a trans femme. Because you look at it, it's one trans femme swimmer that won. And she had to work her ass off to get there. She didn't win it the first year she was trans femme.
Well, and
it's go ahead.
I was just also I just have to interject and say that even if Leah Thomas had never swum that race, Riley Gaines would be only a 4th place swimmer. She is not the best swimmer. She would not have been on the podium any frickin' way. So, yeah.
Well, it was even the person who placed 16th, who didn't go on to the championships, was like, I didn't get to go to the championships because of Leah Thomas. And it's like, but you're 16th. You wouldn't have won. Like,
I want to go back for a second to what we were talking about things being weaponized. Yeah. And I feel like the us versus them mentality, which is going to come along, which is what really is at the heart of any bigotry, is knowingly being weaponized by those in power, because you think those in power, those billionaires, give a fuck about trans people one way or the other. They don't. They give a fuck about their bottom line. What they can do is use that power to weaponize bigotry through media, through lobbyists, and then distract us from actually caring about the real things that matter, which is we're not making ends meet while these billionaires get more yachts and destroy the fucking planet.
That's right.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Someone.
The big, beautiful
I can't.
bill. That's what it was. We're not going to touch that today. We're not touching that today.
Are you sure? I think we kind of need to now.
No.
You just said it. I think we need to.
We're not touching that politic. We're not going down that. No.
We at least have to give it the other name
Oh,
or one
fuck.
other name. Oh, there's so many.
There
Give-
is
give
so
one to
many.
us.
There is so
I
many.
don't-
I
I
don't
get
know
it.
these names.
I'm sorry for touching that. I'm just
Okay,
Oh my
sticking with the
God.
bees. The billionaire bailout bill.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That's what I got that keeps the bees.
Oh,
I
I
heard
can
of some
think of a
other
lot of
ones,
things
too.
that start with a B. Anyways, back to our agenda to try and get us back
Butthole.
on track. Dodging a bullet. Oh,
Hey, a B word.
fuck. That's not a B word. Country holidays. So we briefly touched on this. Yay,
Oh my
Canada.
god, is that what we're talking about? What the fuck is happening
Let's
on this show?
let's not let's not get political. Let's just talk about
not get
country
political.
holidays.
I wasn't trying to. I wanted to talk a little. Fine, we'll jump that one. We'll jump that one. Holy fuck! Y'all are touchy.
No, I want to know. No, I want to hear about Canada Day. What
No.
did you do?
Tell me
What
about
happens
Canada
on
Day.
Canada? No,
Fuck,
please.
no,
We just
no,
don't. Let's.
mm-mm.
Ah. Come on, you guys have hot dogs.
I'm bringing
Please
up
tell
my
me you
brat
all
card
hold
and fuck
hands
you.
and sing Kumbaya, because we don't do that here in Murica Day.
No, Canada Day actually gets really political as well, and that's why I was like, okay, well, we're going to move on because we're not touching politics with that.
Okay.
But okay, you want to know, so I'm going to
touch it.
jump
Touch the
into the
politics.
politics of Canada. Welcome to the
Touch
big ugly part of Canada. So Canada Day is actually has a little bit of rooted of frustration, anger, and reconciliation because we talk a lot about, and I mean, we see a lot of American politics and talk about what's going on in America because, I mean, let's be fair. America is about 13 times the size of Canada. That's about I think, the accurate number. 13 times.
Is that imperial or metric? I'm kidding.
Well, welcome to Canada. We use both. Honestly,
Yeah.
What?
when you're talking about the weather, we talk in Celsius. When we talk about baking, we use Fahrenheit. When we're talking about, football and sports, we use imperial. When we're talking about distance and driving, we use metric. When we're talking about weights, we go between metric and imperial. Welcome to Canada. We're fucked. Anyways, a lot of Canada Day and a lot of the frustrations that come out of Canada is due to the reconciliation that is still continuing to this day that's going on with the Aboriginal people, because in Canada we have this lovely black spot in our history about, what we did to the Indigenous people, which is horrendous. I mean, every country has its black spots. I know America has its many black spots, but in Canada,
So many. Oh, so many.
we took Aboriginal peoples from their homes. We put them in I was going to say concentration camps. We didn't actually do that, but we put them in what we called religious schools. And there's a lot there, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to unravel that on air.
I believe that's called cultural genocide, I think, when you start to remove the culture from the people.
It's a
like
lot
that.
worse than that, even.
Yeah.
It's actually horrendous what happened at those times. But I mean, so a lot of the Indigenous people returned home to, well, I would want to say a lot, but they got their homes back. There's still a lot of going back to rediscover their cultures and who they are, and a lot of these reserves still don't have, even though the government has promised, still don't have clean drinking water. We're in a first world country. We are in the 21st century. 21st century. There are communities in Canada that still don't have clean drinking water. This is so horrendous. And this has been after government after government after government promising to these Indigenous peoples. So a lot of Canadians actually don't even feel a full connection to Canada Day because there is still so much wrong with our country in our reconciliation, in how we treat these Indigenous people and how what we've done in the past to them. I mean, like, there is just so much there. And it's interesting that we talk about, yeah, Independence Day, Canada, 4th of July, that there is always, there's the issues that are going on there. But then people look at Canada Day and say, wee, Canada Day, they're all friendly, they're all happy. No, it's not as bright and sunny as it, always shows it to be. We aren't the perfect country that a lot of people purpose us to be. And it's just, yeah, it's there's a lot there. And even like Canada Day here in Banff, like Banff, we are on Treaty 7 territory. And I mean, I need to actually look this up because, ba, 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 ba.
The pleasant clickety-clackety of Samera's mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. So, I mean, absolutely, and I will say this right now. In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we honor and acknowledge the Mohkinstsis and the traditional Treaty 7 territory and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, Stoney Nakoda Nations, Chiniki, Bears Paw, Goodstoney, and Tsuut'ina Nation. We acknowledge that this territory is home to the Otipemisiwak, I am so sorry, Métis government of the Métis Nation within the Alberta Districts 5 and 6. So, I mean, I am privileged to be living on this ground. I am privileged to see what has become of it. And we hold this Canada Day here in Banff on this nation, and we're throwing Canada Day parades through downtown. We're throwing all this market and all this capitalist, society. But the part that was missing here in this amazing town is the recognition of us being part of this Indigenous land. And it's just like, we are very privileged. And I mean, to that, one of the coolest things that happened this year from living on this treaty land is that, I know this sounds horrid, but I mean, for the first time in, I think, 30 or 40 years, they had a buffalo hunt, a traditional cultural buffalo hunt where they went out because the buffalo herd has actually finally gotten to a size that they can go off and do this. And I think they got actually 2 buffalo from it, and they did a whole ceremony, and it was really cool. But it's just, yeah. So there's my soapbox about, holy shit, Canada Day, because like I said, like, yeah, we talk about our country holidays that have just passed, and even in the little bit, it's like, oh, Canada is just, let's hear it, and it's like, no, it's not always as sunshine and rainbows north of the border. We try to be, we're the friendly people to the north until you sport tariffs on us, and then we throw shit, yeah.
As you should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I know a little bit about that, the history of
Same.
indigenous genocide in Canada, in the different ways that happened. And yeah, I mean, we definitely have that similar story on our hands in the US. Similar and different in different ways.
Yeah.
Plus loads and loads of other stuff down here. It's just, they're just getting started
It's
with
a fine time.
colonization.
Ugh.
Yeah, very much. Yes, very dark. So yeah, country holidays. Yay.
Let's
Country holidays,
celebrate
we're
our
not going to get political
culture.
about it.
Hey, you're the ones who asked, so
No, I appreciate you.
We do.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
It's important. It's important to talk about and
absolutely
recognize the bad shit, because how often are people not thinking about or learning about these things? And if you don't learn about them, then history likes to repeat itself. Yay.
absolutely. And I mean, even to the country holidays, like I recognize there's so much darkness with it, and there is still things to celebrate. And I think I was even talking to Eve about this the other night. Jess, your story about how, yeah, there wasn't as much to celebrate about Independence Day, but you were talking about how you're going to go see fireworks for your with your kid, because for your kid that was super exciting to see fireworks, and it's not like it happens all the time. And it's just, I can remember that part about being a kid and being a child and seeing that, the wonder and being able to see the beauty in things, even though the world is not perfect. They don't understand it, and there's always that beauty in the child's eye of, they can still see that. They still see the hope, the beauty, the everything else that's going on there. Yeah, we can see, hope and beauty and things like that, but we as adults we
I'm fully an adult. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't make bad jokes all the time.
Eh, I would love to say I'm adult, but I have a very big plushie obsession, and we'll just not go into that one. But it's, we have to see the other side of it as well. So
I think my tendency to focus on uh, knowing more about the dark side of history of nations is because growing up in America, it's so propagandized about how incredible America is, and every morning you gotta put your hand on your heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Don't you know? You just gotta. You're literally forced to pledge your allegiance to a country, which is propaganda, and it's we got a propaganda machine in this country and always has been, just chugging out that shit. But I rail so hard against it because of all of that. And then you grow up and then you learn of all the other shit you didn't learn in school because they didn't want to teach you it, because they were told, funded by Republican government at the time, to teach you only certain things. It's happening again. And it never stops happening to the children in schools and grade schools and middle schools and high schools. And all of the important content that lets them know all of the different parts of history that have happened and how we can avoid doing the bad shit again keeps getting removed because they don't want anyone to think for themselves. Sorry, I understand what I'm doing again. I know, I'm sorry. And if this was next stream, we'd all be drunk by now. But you know what? It's not. So I'm going to keep going.
God, next stream. My body just had that moment of dread about next stream.
Dread, like, instantly just started sweating from your brow. Just, oh no, it's gonna happen. Anyway, so thank you for talking about that part of it. I know it's not fun, and I am still proud of your country doing its best to make reparations and amends and reconciliation. And just as Bree was saying in our chat, there is a long way to go still, but yeah, definitely has done more than the United States to actively take care of those things and try to reconcile them. Yeah. So what about 4th of July, y'all? Should we talk about that? You wanna talk about America Day?
Hoorah, yay. Hoorah.
I got 15 minutes left. We can make a dent in this some bitch, right?
Well, we could move on to other brighter topics. Let's talk about summer excitement and plans for the summer. Like, we got,
Let's do it.
2 amazing months
I've been
of summer.
overruled.
There's well, you didn't see like you were committing, so let's
I was doing jazz hands. That's fucking commitment, baby. Yes, let's talk about summer fun in the sun. Good times for everyone. I'm all about it.
I mean, I know that you have exciting summer plans because you talk about, what you have coming.
I'm just moving.
Exactly.
I can't talk about it
I know,
on the stream. I've made promises to people that I will not go into details on the podcast about my private life, but thank you for bringing it up. Yes, I'm moving this summer, as most I will say. I'm moving this summer, and life's going to be different for a while. Yeah.
Are you, do you have any trips planned, or is that your big event?
No, I'm going to be broke. That's my big event.
Yay,
Yeah,
broke.
That's a big event.
that's a big event. Yep.
What about
Don't
you,
want to
Jess?
bring the mood down.
Tell us something
No,
exciting.
I mean, hey, we were already a little,
Whoa.
it's so exciting. So I like our trip we just went to the beach, talked about that a little bit. So did that. We are, I don't have any other, well, in August, I'm going to go somewhere for with my work. My work does a, company retreat every year. We're a really small organization and we are all remote. There are some people that live kind of close to each other. I don't live close to anybody. But once a year the organization actually gets everybody physically together we say it's not really a week. We're really just together for a few days. But it's actually a really fun, really fun, really diverse group of people. It's usually like between like usually like 8 to 10 people. And I don't know where it's going to be yet, but it's probably going to be in California. That's where most of the people live. So I'll probably be going out to either San Francisco or Sacramento area. That's probably the most likely thing.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I'm hoping to find out soon, cause it's usually, so, cause I have to get the tickets. And my house fam, my wife and kid are, the week before that, they are going to visit my wife's family, and it was just going to be too much for me to try to do it and work and everything else. My wife's family is really cool, but I wasn't going to join them this time. So I'm actually also going to have a week, maybe not a whole week, but 5 days or so, here by myself, which is going to be a trip because I have not, since my kid was born, and she was born right before the pandemic. So I think there's maybe one time that it was maybe 2 days from the company retreat that I did last year. There was 2 days where I got home, and maybe it wasn't even a full 2 days. It was a day and a half where I actually had the house to myself. So it's going to be interesting to just be an adult without a spouse and child.
Without supervision.
Yeah, without supervision. I know, I'm already I think I might go get
Setting
some
off
fast.
bottle rockets inside.
Inside.
Might go get some. It's exciting.
That's America, baby.
I'd be America, baby.
I brought it back. See?
What the fuck?
I might go get some fast food. Do some real
I'm kidding.
silly bachelor things like that. That's
Make a skate
actually
park
about as far as I got. Go to
in your
Waffle
backyard.
House.
Go to Waffle House is going.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be that's pretty much the fun, the fun in the sun. And I am really, I love I'm hoping I'm going back out to California because I love it. I lived in the Bay Area for about 10 years. Actually, like I had a stint and then a break and then another stint there. So I absolutely love it there. So that's really exciting. Yeah, that's about it. I also am, I guess the other thing to just like kind of mention too is it's like kind of related to travel and stuff. I got a new driver's license with male as the sex. Yay,
Ooh,
jazz
congrats.
hands, which is really cool. My passport has my former name on it, so I probably can't use it anymore. So I am waiting, like paying close attention to that lawsuit. I know
Yeah.
that some people had started to get a new passport issued. But they are also, it's only people who have like imminent travel outside of the US, and I don't have that planned. I just would like to get a passport just in case I need to like flee the country. It would be really great to be able to leave if I
Yes.
want to leave. I don't have any plans to leave, but I would like to have that option, or at least the passport. So I'm waiting until that court case proceeds, because right now the people who are getting it go through as they need it to are only people who have imminent travel outside of the US, and they're going on a list. They're going on a very obvious list. And I would rather not. I mean, I'm probably on a list or 5.
Hey, you and me both. It's
Like,
called
I'm
TransSpotting
like
after
pretty
all.
public. Like, yeah, I also have like
Hi, FBI guy.
other things, as well,
Yeah.
like in the past that were public. But I would rather not put myself on a list of like, very obviously transgender Americans. They give it right to this administration. So I'm hoping that that shifts and the list doesn't, they kind of stop gathering data on that. But I don't have any hope for that. I think there's probably going to come a time pretty soon where I'm going to have to decide if I want to go on a list, or if I don't want a passport. And like, if, and I'm going to have to like make that call. Yeah. So I also have, X on my passport at the moment, but
Cool.
it doesn't really, even if I just try to change my name, I still have to go on that list. So it kind of doesn't really matter. So I would rather just change it to M at this point. Like, because I'm already going to be on the list, like, and then everything would actually match. But anyway, that's the story.
Correct me if I'm wrong. However, I believe that if you're fleeing the country seeking asylum, that passports are not actually required, because of the fact is I think that if you're fleeing the country and seeking asylum, that they actually take your passports, because of the fact that obviously you're seeking asylum. And
I think it depends on the receiving country, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, there's either Canada or Mexico for US because I mean, flying is kind of out of the. Because I think in order to get on the plane, you need a passport. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But I want to say that I think you basically surrender your passports, because it's basically then you're in the country and in asylum, and they try to figure out what the heck to do with you, and they don't exactly want you to leave the country with said passport, like, know, while you're in this holding pattern. And I think, like, for example, Canada, I want to say, I can't guarantee this, but it's like, I'd want to say that, if they come and you explain your situation and why you're fleeing, I would think that they would understand why your passport doesn't match your ID.
One would hope.
Hey, you know what's great? Being held hostage in your own country. It's great. It's a great feeling.
Like how, in some of the crossings in Washington to Canada, how they're stopping their own citizens from trying to cross the border?
Yep. It's great.
Yeah. Exciting. Exciting.
I love
wild stuff.
Yeah, it's not really I mean, of course I want to be able to leave if I have to. But it's not really. I kind of feel like I don't know. For me, I'm kind of like, this is not the best time for me to be trying to be like dipping out of the country and back in. Like, I don't have any reasons why I need to,
Yeah.
and it's just I don't really want to be. Right now it just doesn't make sense anyway. And I think that right now, I mean, I've looked a little bit at like asylum stuff, and I think that it's not. I think that things may change in the future as things change here. As far as like different
Right.
requirements and what happens in other countries. But I have heard some people, it's like it's not very easy to get asylum. I know my wife and I, at one point before the election, we did some research at looking at going to actually just trying to not necessarily like flee and claim asylum, but trying to get outside of the country like residency. Luckily, just because like if I would try to like maybe potentially keep my job if I could, which like we didn't even go seriously enough for me to actually like talk to my employer about it. But we were looking actually into Chile.
Ooh.
Even though it's really, really far away. But there were several, I won't even go into all the details, but there were several things about that country that we were trying to look and see if we could get like if I could basically, prove that I had a job and then get like residency, temporary residency from there and be able to get my wife and kid, to come and like that. But we decided, I mean, we have lines that we have drawn, my wife and I, of like, there are a couple of things that would have us leave. And that was one of those, like, we decided to make that really clear, because otherwise we would have all this, like, all the time we'd be like, do we want to leave or not? So we finally were like, okay, if this happens, we will talk about leaving. And if this happens, we will talk about leaving. And otherwise we are staying. So that's just where we got to personally, because then it just had stopped having to be like a thing that we were entertaining on occasion.
Really reduced the anxiety, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope it did at least.
That was the
Yeah.
goal.
Well, I mean,
Sweet.
yeah, it's good to talk it out and actually have that plan of, if this, then this.
Shameless plug, go listen to Jess's wonderful interview on disaster planning. It's very
That's right.
relevant to this conversation.
Exactly.
A couple episodes back, you can't miss it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like, I feel so blessed that I'm in a blue area of the South, in a blue speck of the South or whatever. Like, I feel like as long as I can stay right here, I will, because I love the community here, and I feel like I can. It helps me, and I can help it, and that is like really the ticket, if I can, of
Yeah.
But everybody has their own set of things. So
I feel that I'm staying here until I can't no more. But I'm here, and I know our community is mostly virtual. I'm excited to maybe soon, maybe this summer, actually meet some folks locally and start to invest more in the local community. That would be great. But if you can, go out and invest in your local community and support each other. It's really when things start to really help people. If you can help one person in person, like, that will change their lives. Anyway, go out there, get out there if you can. And if you can't, well, join the Discord. And this is where we wrap up the show.
yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for being on our little stream today of our chaotic, non-drinking talks about drinking games. It'll be exciting next time, I'm sure. Yeah, any closing remarks from anyone else before we kick it off for the night?
Samera, did you have any other summer excitement left in your summer that you want to dish out before we go?
Now I feel put on the spot. I don't like being put on the spot. Let's end.
Sorry, I take it back. I take it back. Take it back. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
I mean, I got a new job starting soon, so that's...
You got a new job starting.
I got a new job.
Are you excited?
I am so excited. I'm so excited. I have
Fuck yeah.
16 hours left of my current job. Not that I'm counting, but I am, like, so ready to just be done with it, get a new job, get going in it, and getting to charge people obscene rates to come and stay in Banff. It's going to be great. Oh yeah, no, like this
Nice.
is just exactly it. But no, other than that, like I didn't really plan anything for the summer just because like I didn't know where I was going to be.
Same. I get it.
So it was one of those things that like I've been trying to find a job. I didn't want to go into a job and be like, by the way, you've hired me during the summer, which is a busy time. I'm taking this time off. No. So it's like, it's really hard. The only other thing I can actually think of is, you know, Calgary Pride is the first weekend in September. So it's in the future, but it's something that I look forward to. I went last year. I had so much fun with it. It was stupidly hot. I know Canada doesn't get hot. No, it was like 37 degrees Celsius. Like it was stupid hot. Do you
I
need,
can't either.
do you need me to, you know, here, hang on.
I need you to use the internet for me to tell me
Yeah.
the Fahrenheit.
I have no idea. I have no idea
I
what that
got
means.
nothing. This
Yeah.
is America.
That's
I can't deal with this.
That's 98.6.
Whew.
That's too much.
Yeah, and we
That's
get a
too
very,
much.
very dry heat because we're
I do like a dry heat though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sucks because you have any sort of water and it just sucks it from you. And it's just like you're constantly like trying to hydrate and it's just gone. It's like desert heat, you know? It
I'm like a lizard. I'm fine with this. I just soak up the sun.
you're coastal though. You get all the humidity.
Yeah, I don't enjoy the humidity. I'm just here. I enjoy the area, but not for the weather. That's for sure. I got bad joints. If I were to live somewhere just for my health and happiness of my body, it would be the desert probably. The only time I haven't had flare-ups with my joint pain and other medical shit that I have has been when I've like been in Vegas for short stints here and there. And I was like, oh, I feel so healthy. This is great. Yeah, it's because there's a dry heat. It doesn't fuck with my joints as much. Anyway, that's my... Ignore me.
Maybe you should go up to Banff for the summer.
I've invited
Maybe I
her
will.
so freaking many times. I've invited
I don't
her
have a passport.
so freaking many times.
Or I do, but it's expired, and I can't get one with my correct name and gender on it.
I've told her that I would take her on all the hikes. I would show her all the sights. I would show her the iconic Banff Lake, which is not in freaking Banff.
It's not in Banff.
Well, it's not far from Banff. It's like a 45-minute drive.
Your story's changing very quickly.
Oh yeah,
here.
that's kind of far. It sounds far.
It's not in Banff, but everybody comes here and they're like, we want a room with a lake view room. It's like there's no lake in Banff. There's no lake in Banff. Well, we saw pictures and it shows a huge freaking lake, and it's like no, there's no freaking lake. Can you tell I work in customer service right now with a bunch of stupid questions like when is your animal parade? When do you bring out all the wild animals for us to see and take pictures of?
Now, Samera, there are no stupid questions, just stupid people.
I don't know.
Right.
That kind of classifies as a stupid question when I want to see the parade of the wild animals.
I got nothing. Oh, are we gonna do an extension of the show where we just do complaints about work? I can get down with that.
Oh my goodness.
I am so down with this. I am so down with this because
Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. We gotta go.
Oh, we're getting do it. We're getting the chat.
And I'm getting the wrap it up music. Okay.
Oh, I could the number of stories I could tell you about dealing with such dumb people.
I would love to hear them next time when we're all drunk.
Oh God.
That's
I
a
will-
great segue into work stories. There you go. Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for spearheading that delayed conclusion of. Thank you for welcoming. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of TransSpotting.
I'm putting that on
Nailed
the
it.
agenda for the next one.
I love that she keeps an agenda. I just wing
It's
it.
great.
Somebody's got to
great.
be organized here.
Hey, you're right.
And I
got
am
nothing.
still dreading this July stream because of the fact that I'm a small girl. I don't drink much.
Just water it down. I'm gonna water mine down. I am a lightweight these days, so
You may need to alternate like rum and Sprite with just Sprite and mint.
Yeah.
And then-
or alternate rum and Sprite with Sprite and rum, which is
Oh.
the same thing, but there's more Sprite than rum.
sure.
All right, roll the music.
Have a great night, everyone.
Y'all take care.
Bye.
Bye.
It's back home tonight, and it's all the German angles, expressionist and law, and it's all just crooked lines and straight shots right into the stage lights. You are scarcely noticing the cracks in the corners. You are completely oblivious to what's reaching for you. The mind.